All right, I don't even have anything clever to say. I'm just happy that I was able to film this video over the past couple of days. So, if I did put on my community tab that I've been having some health issues, and I've actually was in the hospital for a whole week. So I'm still trying to recover, and my energy has been very low. But I was able to do a couple looks for you guys, of course, because I'm able to stop, start back up whenever I feel like it, and yeah, so I'm happy about that. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and jump into the video because this palette is super beautiful. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. I have missed you guys so much. Like I said, I've been down. I have not been feeling well at all. So, if you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. And eyeshadow is my jam. It is one of my most favorite things to talk about on my channel. Okay. So, Adept Cosmetics, the owner, Sandra, she sent this over for me. This is gifted to me. This is the Legend of Ardra palette. Now, I believe that is a Star Trek reference. She's a Trekkie, and she's very much into all types of sci-fi movies. If you've seen like the other palettes, like Element 115, and then we know we had the Inspired by Arrow palette. So all of those different things. So this palette is super gorgeous. Look at this material on the cover. Is really pretty. I like the holographic. I like the designs that are embossed into the packaging. And I like how we have where she's continuing on with the raised letters. Once you open the palette, you have these beautiful, beautiful shades. And I'm really loving the format of these particular palettes by Adept Cosmetics, where they're kind of giving them the mattes and like at least the 3 rows. It gives so many options to the palette. Like Amy's palette was set up like that, but her mattes were like mixed in between, but you still have so many options between your mattes and your shimmer shades. So as you can see, you have like duochromes, we have some holochromes, we have 2 marble shades. So depending on how you swirl your finger or what type of pigments you pick up, it might look a little different each time. But this is the top one I have on right here, and I think it is really beautiful. That is the shade 2367. Now this palette is unfortunately limited edition. She's saying she's not going to restock it, and she is saying that right at the moment there's only a few left on the website. It does retail for $75. I think it is an expensive price point, but when you think about particular shades that are like this, she has her own formula. Stuff like that can get pricey. Even if I think about my singles, it can get pricey, okay? But if this is something that you're really interested in, I would go ahead and pick it up because I feel like her stuff is pretty much limited edition. Like Arrow did come back out, but it was like a brief restock and it went away. If you remember House of L, oh my God, people who missed out on House of L, that has not come back, and those shimmers are super gorgeous in there. And I feel like that's the only ones that have really been limited edition, other than ones that just been kind of discontinued over time. But she, like I said, she did send this palette over for me, and I don't have any obligation to post, and so everything is going to be my own thoughts. And but I love me some Adept Cosmetics. I'm like, yes. Thank you. So she wasn't sending this. I was going to buy it because I actually felt like the palette was really, really pretty. So a few things about the palette. Like I mentioned, you do have some holochromes. There are 4 holochromes in this particular palette. And then you have 2 unique high pearl marble multi-chrome shimmers. You have 4 high pearl multi-dimensional shimmers and 5 smooth and blendable mattes. And I'm here to say that I feel like the matte formula is getting better and better. I didn't have any problem laying these mattes down. So that was a plus for me. And then because there's different textures and like cream, kind of a gel formula in there, you want to make sure you set your eyes with a nice base. I always use my base as like my eyeshadow base will be the Contemplative State by MAC Cosmetics. This is a paint pot and it is like my perfect shade. I love it a lot. And then of course I'm always using my trusty dusty NYX glitter glue. I don't understand why every time, like the last 3 tubes I've had, they've had this little incident where it's like starting to seep out through the bottom of it, like the applicator breaks. I don't get it. So I have stuff coming out here and then a whole lot coming out right here at the base. I mean, NYX, just be glad you're affordable and it's still going to work for a pretty good time. and then eventually I will have to get rid of it because it will be like bad because the applicator is messed up. So I don't know why it happens every single time. But so let's see. The materials, of course, are upcycled materials, so you don't have to worry about that. The brand is vegan and cruelty free if that is something that is important to you. And then it said that you might have some staining with some of the shades, probably the pinks and the purples. I haven't used the pinks and the purples prior to this. I can't tell you if there was some staining or not, but that is always something that you should be aware of. And then if you want to find out any more about the ingredients or anything like that, you can go ahead and check out the website. So I do have 4 looks for you today, and I think like they all came out really, really beautiful. I decided to do 4 looks because after I did my first 2 looks, I was like, oh my gosh, there's still so many shimmer shades in this palette that are really beautiful that I have not touched. So I felt like I needed to go ahead and do 4 total looks for you in total. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the looks. I filled in my eyebrows using the Goof Proof pencil, shade 3.75. I've been sick. It's been a lot going on. I had a little health scare, but we're powering through it. I'm still in the mend, so it might take me a couple of days to film this video because I get tired very easily at the moment because I'm still recovering, but I felt pretty good right now, and I was like, maybe I'll just film like 2 looks and then come back and, you know, do another look and wrap up with the final thoughts and everything like that. But yeah, I was just like, I had a moment, I was like, I don't really feel like watching TV. I feel confident enough that I can do this right now. So like I said, the eyebrows are filled in with my 3.75. Like I said, I haven't been doing makeup very long. I mean, in a while, not very long. I haven't been doing makeup in a while. I was in the hospital for like a week over July 4th weekend. So yeah, every day gets a little bit better. And I'll talk about more what happened later because I'm still have to see a specialist and kind of figure out what exactly is happening. But all the super, super scary stuff has been eliminated. Okay, so I also have my paint pot, and this is Adept Cosmetics Contemplate a State. So basically it's nothing changed here, and we have this beautiful palette, the Land of Ardra by Adept Cosmetics. So thank you so much for sending this over to me. Of course, there's no obligation to do anything when you have PR, but I did let the owner know, like, hey, I received the palette. Thank you so much. And I'll do my video as soon as I can because I've been underneath the weather. So I'm going to shut up because it seems like my voice kind of wants to give out on me too. And we're going to go ahead and play with some looks because I'm really excited to use this palette. I think it's really, really pretty. All right, I am back, and here are the first two looks, and I think they came out really, really nice. They're really pretty, and this Ardra shade is just stunning. All the shades in here that I've used today have been really nice, but this like chartreuse green that is a holochrome, very small holochrome flex, really, really gorgeous. And then I use Planetary Trimmer, which is this shade right here, with the beautiful like sparkle shades right here. So pretty. This is definitely like a glam shade, like you want to go out at night, formal attire, like this shade can get you there, or just plain simple everyday looks with a little bit more pizzazz to them. I thought that the mattes carried out very nicely because I did I kind of set it up the same as this eye as far as using Crudge and Turak, and I actually found that like Crudge, like you could see it on me, so that was nice. It got a little gradient here, so I really appreciate that. And then mixing Turak, which was a really nice deeper brown shade, and it played well with the shade Myth because I wanted to go ahead and just give it a little bit more color in the crease, so I could just kind of play with all the shades and show you the versatility of the looks. But everything came out really nicely. And then Ventexi and Scholar right here in the inner corner, as well as Contract of Ardra, which is, they're kind of similar as when if you put on Ardra with the Contact of Ardra, they can kind of read a little bit similar, but you can see that it's a little bit different, like a little umped up shine in the inner corner right here. And then you can kind of tell that these two are different formulations because that one is, I guess it's not as sparkly, but it's definitely okay, like more of like a topper. It has yellow and it has some blue flecks in it as well. Let's see. It's a really pretty shade. So there it is on the hand. So you can see it's not a hugely pigmented shade, but I feel like on the inner corner, of course, with the glitter glue, it's going to work out very nicely. Of course, you saw me use my tried and true glitter glue by NYX to help these shades adhere. So for the face details, I went in with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin foundation. I think I put on a little bit too much foundation. Like, it doesn't look bad on camera, but I could just tell right in here, and just kind of like how it lays. The problem is, and I had the same problem with my Rare Beauty, and it's not the foundation's fault, it's mine. So things that tend to have like a doe foot applicator like the Rare Beauty foundation did, or these little squirt bottles, and I love it because it's like easier than dealing with maybe like the Pat McGrath, you know, because the Pat McGrath has this pump, and I'm lazy, I don't like to pump it on my hand, and then it can kind of squirt everywhere, versus this, like the Danessa Myricks one, is definitely more easier to apply. But the problem is, when things like this, I just start doop, 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 doop. It's just way too much versus just going in with a softer hand at first. And even with the doe foots, I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I put a lot. You know, it's like taking a moment to kind of seep into the skin and lay, you know, and I don't feel like it looks cakey. Well, I don't, but I can just kind of tell, like maybe right in here, like put a little bit too much on. But this shade right now, this is the shade, let's see, 18G. It is perfect for the summer right now because I have a tan, and when I purchased this back in the spring, no, was it spring? No, it was Christmas time. I was like, what color did I have a tan? A lingering tan? I don't know. So it was just like, it was a big dark. So I went ahead and used that. And then I did pick up the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Concealer. And I have the shade 11, which is, I feel like it's a really nice match. I probably would like to get like maybe one more for a little bit more like highlighting and brightening, but it's okay. And then I went in also with my handy dandy contour stick by Sephora. This is the contour stick, and this is the shade of medium to tan. I really like this to help bronze and just to give my face a little bit more definition. Went in with my miniature Rare Beauty blush. This is the shade Joy. I really like how these apply. And my favorite highlighter, which is this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, is a collaboration with Puma. And like I said, I've had this highlighter for like since like probably like 2018, 2019. I'm still working on it. And at this point, I pretty much use it every day. But it's the Maybelline Master Chrome, and it's just like a nice peachy melony champagne-y shade. And I always think like it looks so pretty. So, and then for the lips, I went in with my Blend Buddy Cosmetics Doll House, and I actually took my current lip liner by MAC in order to trace out the lines, because the lip liner that came with this, I have completed that. So, but the lipstick is still kind of going strong. I still like I have a lot. Well, I do, but I am seeing like me trace around the side. So, but I still have like plenty in here for sure. And these are just so comfortable. So far, I feel like these looks are really pretty. Oh, I did use my Extreme Black eyeliner right here by Pat McGrath. And then for this liner, I used this Hunter Green or this Army Fatigue color. This is from the Glam Shop, but you can get any color like this that's just green, just to kind of help pull in that chartreuse from the shade Ardra, and that shade is just so gorgeous. I could also just see myself like reaching into other palettes and putting it on with some greens, and I would think it's good. I think it would be really, really pretty. It's like, especially, it's really popping on my skin tone at the moment. But I really love how all the both of the looks came out. I'm gonna be back tomorrow to kind of wrap this up. I'm tired. I'm not gonna even lie. So I hope you enjoyed these first two looks right here. Really, really pretty. And this palette is just so gorgeous. I mean, look at the holograph. The packaging is just really, really pretty. I really like how it looks. So far I'm really impressed. I don't know, it's kind of like a lot of shades that I didn't touch, so maybe when I come back I might just do 2 more looks so we can have 4 in total. We'll see, because I haven't played with any of like the rainbow shades. I definitely want to play with Imposter, and then yeah, it's just a lot of different options, and I feel like this palette could be a really nice neutral palette if you're putting it and also combining it with like Flying Fiddles. If you have that, you get a few more, like especially these nice taupey shades that are really pretty, nice sparkle. So yes, I hope you guys like the look. So I will see you guys later.
I'm sorry for what I have put you through. I still have you on my mind, my mind. My focus been drifting away from you. Just wasn't our time, our time. You can say what you want, but I know you hurt at night. But I tried and I tried and I tried to hold you tight. So I'm here tonight, and I'm giving us one last chance, 'cause I don't wanna lose what we had. 'Cause I'm not feeling right, and I'm tired of this loneliness. Let me prove it, 'cause I swear I will. Love you better, yeah, yeah. Love you better, oh, love you better, love you better. Lately I've been feeling some type of way. I'm losing my mind, my mind. I know saying sorry might not be enough. Just tell me how I can make things right. Things right. You can say what you want, but I know you hurt at night. But I tried and I tried and I tried to hold you tight. So I'm here tonight, and I'm giving us one last chance, 'cause I don't wanna lose what we had. I'm not feeling right, and I'm tired of this loneliness. sorry for what I have put you through. I still have you on my mind, my mind. My focus been drifting away from you.
All right, I am back, and here are the last two looks, and I love how they both came out. I'm so glad that I decided to go ahead and do two more looks because I was like, there's a lot of shades, especially shimmers, that I haven't touched in the palette. But let's go ahead and get into the look. For the face details, it's pretty much the same as last time. I went ahead and used my Danessa Myricks foundation, and this time I did better. I didn't put so much on. And I went in with that same contour stick. I did, however, take Amy Love's, her palette, Amy Love's Makeup, and this is her collaboration that came out a little bit earlier this year, and used this for my blush and my highlighter. So I went ahead and used Cupid and Athena for my blush and highlight right there. And I switched up the lip. I went ahead and used one of my Pat McGrath Divinals. And this is in the shade called Bella Amore. No lip liner. I love how these feel. You know, they are really, really nice, like glossy formula, but doesn't feel too tacky on your lips. I really enjoy it. And then to top it all off, I went ahead and paired it with my ColourPop Multichrome Gel Cream Liner. And I think this is the shade Ventura Boulevard. I don't know. It's the purple one. All the little markings have rubbed off. I mean, honestly, I don't get it. So, but I just love how both of these looks came out. Oh my gosh, the shock of the day was this particular shade. So this was actually one of the marble shades. It was the top one. I haven't even used the second one yet, but this is the top one, the 2367. And that swatch that made is just beautiful. It's like a nice teal aquamarine. Let's see what Mendora looks like. Okay, since I haven't done that. Ooh, okay, all right. So, ooh. Now I sound like young and me. Ooh. Yes. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So next to, let's see, we got, this is 2367, which I do have on my eyes. That is just stunning also. So both of these are just really, really pretty. You could just kind of see like what's left on my fingers. Just a little bit goes a long way. And then I do really like the shade Imposter. It has like that pinkish blue and the kind of golden reflex in there. And it seems more to have a gray base. Let's see. Or yeah, it's kind of like a translucent base actually. So let's see. Oh yeah, because it's definitely more red. There we go. So really pretty. I think one of these, this shade could kind of be compared to one of the shades that's in Cyborg Choir with that red, but I do think it's really, really pretty. So let's talk about it. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm here and I didn't do any swatches, but I basically used everything on my face except for I did not use Legend. So, and I didn't use this one. So those two. But Legend looks like a nice little bronzy moment. Ooh, it has a good feeling to it. It's a little bit stickier, but it's really pretty taupe color. Oh my. So I feel like this palette is just going to be such a good transition palette. You pair it with another palette, like maybe if you have La Cienega Boulevard, you're going to get a lot of different options as far as, because those mattes can kind of take you from day to night and make the looks more neutral versus this look. But I feel like even if you were just to use this palette by itself, these two definitely give you a lot of neutral options to go ahead and play with some of these mattes. And I just feel like these shimmers, and I just feel like these shimmers are so beautiful. They're basically like day to nighttime type of vibes. You can definitely go very glam with these particular shimmers. So I really do appreciate that. And I do like all the mattes. All the mattes, I did not have a problem with them. You see they were able to layer over each other. So you can actually see there was a gradient, and this actually piece showed up over 1,000 years, which is great. And then they put this in the corner. And then even still, when I just did these two, that was really nice as well. And the peach shade Crudge definitely showed up over Torax. So I'm excited about the mattes. I think the mattes, she's really been getting better with the mattes, because definitely, like, you know, her shimmers have always been like the standout formula. But Amy's palette, the mattes were like, 4 for 4, 5 for 5, how many mattes were in there. The Element 115, those mattes were really nice. I enjoyed all of them. They were able to work. And then this particular palette, all the mattes are really working for me here too. So I just really like how these looks came out. You know, I'm really like a sucker for like a mint and a purple moment. Like, you know, that just like kind of tickles me. I love those shades together. So let me know what you guys think of the looks. Which one was your favorite? I think my favorite is going to be this one out of all of them. Yeah, I really like the first look and the second look, but this right here is really, really pretty. And I just feel like the purple liner just like added that extra oomph to it. You know what I mean? So I really, really like it. Now, just leave me a comment down below. Like I said, this palette is supposed to be like limited edition. So if you want it, you probably want to go ahead and grab it. It is a little bit more on the expensive side. It's $75. Usually sometimes their palettes are in the $50, $60. It just kind of depends on how many multi-chromes and shimmers are in there. I don't feel like that's a bad vibe. But bad buy, because if you were just going to buy multi-chromes by itself or these dual chromes and any type of shadows like this, a single, like if you look at Terra Moons or Cleona, like Cleona is like the top of the top. Cleona is like $25 a shade. You'd be like, yeah, let me just get a few and then wait for y'all to have sale. And then Terra Moons, they're pretty much expensive, $15, $16, sometimes up to $20. You do have a little bit more sales with the Terra Moons, but even still, like they're very expensive for single shadows, where I feel like you still get more bang for your buck. I really like the packaging. I think she really outdid herself with this packaging. It's really, really pretty. And that's all I have. So it felt good to film. I'm still trying to recover. I am a little bit in pain right now, but that's why I've just been like filming in spurts, and I will just kind of get into it later on. Like what all happened is really crazy, and I'm still going through it. But like I said, I was in the hospital for a week, and now I'm on the road to recovery. So what else was I going to say? Like I said, I just have a little burst of energy here and there. And I was like, okay, well, let me do something that I really like and enjoy to do versus just sitting here watching dead end TV, where I'm like, oh, I have more energy than that's allowing me to like get off the couch or get out of my bed. So, you know, so it was so good coming back on here on camera. This video should be out soon, hopefully by the end of the week. And then leave me a comment down below on how you like the looks. Are you going to pick up this palette, and give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know I come back with another video. Now, side note, I got a lot of palettes to work through, y'all. Like, let's see. I mean, so once I get rolling and try to knock through some things, there will be a lot of palettes. Like I have this beautiful palette from the Look Healthy store. I think it's called the Narimi palette. It is so gorgeous. It did kind of break on me, and I'm horrible at pressing shadows, but oh my gosh, I wore this palette once to work, and I was very impressed by the quality of this. And then of course I got Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This was always gifted to me. My joke is like, when Blend Bunnies comes out with a palette, like my life goes to shambles. So it's crazy, and I don't really mean it like that, but it's just like every time, like literally when she came out with like the Dow House, I got COVID. You know, that was like my first PR. I got COVID. And then when she came out with Sweet Grunge or Grungy, yeah, that one last year, like my grandmother passed. And I mean, it's not like that all the time. Like Makina, I think I was fine. But yes, it's always some crazy foolishness. But this palette is super, super gorgeous, kind of giving like the mint and the purples that I like so much. I really do like this palette a lot. And let's see, what else do I have? I have the new Glaminatrix. I can't show it to you yet because it hasn't launched yet, but it's really, really pretty. And then also I have a couple more palettes from the Look Healthy store. Cleona is on the way. I picked up 2 of the Cleona palettes. What else? Oh my God, I got the Cosmic brushes. I got both of those palettes, the Cool Trolls and the Neutrals. Yeah, so it's quite a few palettes. And then Mama Pat, she actually gave me something I want. So I was like, okay with the quad. So yes, there will be a lot of videos eventually. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of take my time to get them out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. I got to do a modified version. Boom, boom, chair dance. Hey, chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.